Cox Communications welcomes you to the 28th anniversary of the Lafayette Colt World Series. Tonight, it's the Hoosier North All-Stars against Seoul, South Korea, and it's next on CXTV 13.
They have sale prices on top of their everyday low prices.
The produce is always fresh.
Getting a battery charger for motorcycles.
Just bought a toaster for my daughter.
Tennis shoes.
Hammers, nails.
You can find just about anything in here.
I love your sales. You can't beat it.
High and low prices, on top of low prices, every day.
At Cox, we know your time is valuable, so we introduced our on-time guarantee. Either we're on time or your cable installation's on us. And if we're late on a service call, you'll get $20.
Uh-oh.
You're on time.
Yes, ma'am.
The on-time guarantee from Cox.
If I'd been late, man, we'd have owed you $20.
You don't say.
Cox, quality service you can count on.
Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to beautiful Loeb Stadium in Lafayette, Indiana, site of the 1997 Colt World Series. I'm Tony Ross. Again, in pleasure to reintroduce the head coach and athletic director of McCutcheon High School, Jake Burton. Jake, tonight we got a great matchup, the Hoosier North All-Stars against Seoul, South Korea. South Korea is looking for their first win. They've had trouble in their first game.
Well, they scored a lot of runs. They put some runs on the board, but their pitching didn't come through for them. Gave up 13 runs to Puerto Rico. I'm sure they're looking for a little bit less than 13 runs tonight.
Well, one thing that's going to have to come through for them is their pitching, and just how much importance is pitching put on in a tournament like this?
Well, I mean, everybody has their own figure of how much pitching is of the game. It's 70%, it's 90%, it's 80%. It's a lot. I mean, it's big in this. I mean, you saw what Hoosier North did when Neil Musser went out there and just controlled the game. A pitcher can take a lot of it away from a hitting team, and I think hitting is good, but I think pitching's better. So if you got a good pitcher, you got the best you can have.
Now on the other side of the coin, and definitely in contrast, the Hoosier North All-Stars came away with a big win in their first game.
Yeah, that's a big win for Danny Walbaum and his team. Neil Musser, of course, we knew he was going to be good, and they scored 4 runs, giving a little comfort there in the 5th inning, and got some things going. So I think you're going to see a different game night from them. They're a little more relaxed. They were tight the first 5 innings. Hopefully they're going to be able to come out and start right off from the inning 1.
The pitching doesn't get any easier for South Korea to face because tonight Hoosier North is throwing David Beeks.
David's a good hard thrower. He's a big kid. First of all, he intimidates you on the mound. You put him up another 12 inches on that mound, and he's a big kid, 7-footer on there. And the thing about David is he throws well and he keeps the ball and locates the ball well. So if he's on tonight, then the Hoosier North has a great chance of winning another game.
One thing Dan Walbaum is hoping that is going to turn things around for him is going to have to be his team's hitting. We'll see if they can start swinging the bats. When we come back, we'll introduce the starting lineups for both teams when we return. It's the Lafayette Colt World Series on Cox Communications.
The L&B Feedhorn weather cover.
Jim.
100 feet RG6 burial table.
Couldn't you have hired someone to do this?
Guy wanted $150. I'm saving us money. Whoops. Dish must face south.
Jim.
Make sure the line of sight is clear for best reception.
These days, when everyone's promising you the future of television,
Jim.
isn't it nice to know you already have it?
And welcome back to Loeb Stadium, everyone. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for this evening's contest between the Hoosier North All-Stars and Seoul, South Korea. There you see the Hoosier North lineup as they'll be the visiting team tonight. Keith Wallers, the center fielder, leading off, followed by Dave Gaspoda at second. Batting third will be the first baseman, Chris Berry. Batting fourth will be the catcher, Nick McIntyre. Batting fifth will be the pitcher, David Beek. And batting sixth, the right fielder, J.J. Thompson. Batting seventh will be the third baseman, Patrick Lowry. Batting eighth, left fielder, Matt Kennedy. And batting ninth will be the shortstop, Jason Trida. Defensively for South Korea, they will have in left field as we go around left to right, Ki-Won Kim in left, Jin-Tai Chow at center field. It'll be Mu-Young Jung in right. At third base, it will be Son-Hook Young at third, Hyung-Doo Kim at short. It'll be Lim Jae-hoon at second. It'll be An Son-hoon at first. It'll be Kim Jun-hoon behind the plate. And on the hill will be Park Jung-kyu. The South Korean team, Jake, for the most part, however, they're needing to get a win underneath their belt.
Well, they started off on a bad note by coming in here and getting beat by Puerto Rico 13-8, but I'm sure they're a lot better than they showed that night. Made some errors, blew the ball around. They hit the ball very well, but their pitching wasn't very good. It could be that their number one pitcher's throwing tonight because he may have thrown Friday or Saturday to get here, and so they may have had to use number 2 or 3 to start out with. We don't know that, but this kid here, I'm sure they're ready to play here tonight. They need a win here if they're going to be able to advance to the medal round.
Well, right now, Dan Walbaum's got to be feeling that his team's sitting pretty.
I think Danny's in a situation here, where he's throwing David Beek, and he's hoping to get David through this game. If he can get through this game and win this one, he's in the medal round. And now he can play everybody the next game, get everybody happy on the team, and get them ready to go for the medal round on Sunday.
Well, leading off again for Hoosier North, it'll be the Benton Central sophomore, Keith Waller. He'll be followed by Dave Gasvoda and then Chris Berry, as we are about ready to play ball here at Loeb Stadium in Lafayette, Indiana, on site of the 1997 Colt World Series here on Cox Communications. I'm Tony Ross. My sidekick is Jake Burton, as we're about ready to go as they throw the ball around. The customary, I guess they didn't throw the ball around. They're just going to go ahead and go straight to the pitcher and let's play some ball. Right now, the head coach is with his pitcher, Park Jung-kyu. Park is taking some warm-ups right now, and the coach, I guess, right there is just to give some encouragement. This is a first.
In high school ball, if you're out there when that last pitch is thrown, it's an appearance. I don't think that's the rule here in Cold League, but he's walking off now, so I guess he's going to stay in the dugout instead of be on the field.
Well, we're about ready to go as they finally throw it around, literally, and continue to throw it around. I don't know if our cameras are able to catch this, but I think every infielder had a chance to catch and throw the ball at least 3 times.
I hope they don't do that each inning.
Oh, mercy.
We might be here till midnight.
Keith Waller is ready to step in to face Park Jung-kyu.
Leading off the top of the first for Hoosier North center fielder.
There you see Park on the hill for South Korea. Here we go.
He looked good in warm-ups, Tony. They really present themselves well here on the field.
And the first pitch is a fastball down and away for ball 1. Waller comes in 2 for 3 in the Colt World Series. That averages to 667. He's looking for his first RBI. And the 1-0 by Park. A little low. 2-0. Well, we've said it. You said it especially in the pregame that at this point pitching has been the problem for South Korea. It's important that Park get off to a good start. But falling behind the first hitter 2-0 is not the way to go. That fastball comes across for a strike. That time he just aimed it in to get it over.
You get 2-0, you almost have to dead aim the center of the plate here, and you're going to bring him one right down the pipe and challenge him. But he's got back in 2-1 now. If he gets a strike in here, then it's back in his corner.
And the pitch to Waller. Fastball right on the outside corner. So now the count evens at a couple of balls and strikes. There you see Park Jung-kyu. We got a 2-2 pitch coming. Way outside and in the dirt. So now the count full 3-2. I don't know if you're Keith Waller here, you're setting dead red on a fastball. Park Jung-kyu is yet to throw anything off speed.
It's got stuff all over it.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Low, ball 4. 1 up, 1 on for Hoosier North. And that'll bring up David Gasvoda, the second baseman.
Number 12.
Gasvoda, 250 hitter coming into the series, or going into the series. He's got 2 RBIs in the CWS. 3 for 4.
He had a big
Actually,
night.
that musters out to 750. I apologize. Can't read my own writing.
He had a big night there tonight. Hit the ball well, hit a big double, got a big RBI, 2 RBI single.
First pitch to Gasboda is well outside. Good backhand by Kim Jung-hee.
I think Park must be throwing a cut fastball here, Tony. I know he hasn't thrown off speed and the ball's, you know, tailing away a little bit and dropping low. I think he might be cutting the ball a little bit here on his fastball at, you know, for a different pitch.
There you saw the numbers on Gasboda. Here comes the pitch from Park. Fastball outside, and now the count evens up at 1-1. Or excuse me, the count works 2 balls and no strikes.
That's 8 pitches and 6 balls. It's not the way you want to start out a game when you've got to have a win.
Park looks at his runner, and now will deliver. Right on the outside corner. Couple of balls and 1 strike to Gasboda. Head coach Dan Walbaum flashing the signs over to third base coaching box. We're ready for the 2-1. Park taking a token look. Now goes the first. Waller can probably take another, I'd say, a good step lead. He got back in plenty of time. Park looks at Waller at first. And the runner goes. The pitch. The fastball low, then the throw down. Not in time. Waller's got himself a stolen base. Be aggressive early. The count, 3 balls and 1 strike now to Gasboda. Waller had that base stolen rather easily. Got the good jump off the pitcher, Park Jung-kyu.
Doing just what a leadoff man needs to do. Work the count, got to walk out of it, wait until he got to the right pitch, stole second. He's in scoring position. They haven't given up an out.
Lim, the second baseman, keeping the runner honest at the base, and the 3-1 is low, and Gasboda draws a walk, so Park now has offered back-to-back free passes. And you don't want to do that when you got the number 3 hitter next, and that's the case, as Chris Berry will get a chance to stand in. He's looking for his first series hit. He is wearing the collar, and 4 at-bats, he's an 0-for.
There's a situation, Tony, where if Danny thinks he needs a couple runs to win this game, he might bunt him down and take a chance with 4 and 5 bringing him in.
And that's exactly what Barry shows. The runner's going, and the third baseman, Jung, was not there at the bag. And that allowed Waller to easily take third base.
See, Danny's watched this team play one game and saw how they defended the bunt. They charged that third baseman, shortstop staying close to the bag, and there's no one to cover. Catcher's got to hit the third baseman on the run coming back to the bag, and Keith didn't even have to slide to get in the second. I don't know why David wasn't going with it, but he's still at first.
Well, the catcher, Kim Jung-hoon, got the sign from his bench and relayed it to everybody in the infield who responded. We got a 1-0 count in the meantime to Barry, and the second pitch well inside. 2-0.
You saw Chris twist a little bit there. That's what you teach your kid to do, to twist a little bit there and take it off the shoulder instead of jumping out of the way of that ball. Get a hit batsman, you got the bases loaded and no outs and the cleanup man up.
It's kind of like catching a ball with a glove, only you're catching it with your shoulder to relieve it's less painful. Every time you tuck in that shoulder. Here's the 2-0 offering to Barry. Inside and upstairs, ball 3. So Chris Berry setting pretty at a 3-0 count. Runners on the corners for Hoosier North, both via the walk.
11 out, 14 pitches, Tony, have been balls, and I don't think we've seen anything but a fastball or a variation of a fastball yet.
Let's see what Park comes with here. That fastball is inside and low. So now the bases are full for Hoosier North. Well, the shortstop, Kim Hyung-Doo, comes over to have a chat with his pitcher, Park Jung-kyu. That saves the coach an appearance to the mound.
Yeah, and in Colt baseball, you're allowed 1 appearance, and the second time you come out, he's out. In high school ball, you can go out 3 times before you take him out. So they have to reserve the times they take a visit to the mound here.
Coach, you got your number 4 hitter up in Nick McIntyre. He's a normal 400-plus hitter. The pitchers walk the first 3. Do you get McIntyre?
I'm taking the pitch. I'm taking
Okay.
it. We're going to play and get us a run here if we can. We're going to make that pitcher throw strikes. He's nervous. Young kid here probably hasn't thrown in the World Series before, and first experience, and we're taking. Nick looks like he's not ready, so maybe he is too. Well,
we'll see. The first pitch right down the middle for a strike.
You might give Nick the take once, but you're not going to give Nick the take again. He's going to get ready now to hit the ball.
Yep. Once again, he's standing up in the box. Is that just for the curveball purpose?
He does that all the time. He's got quick hands. He's quick with the bat. And he plays up in front of the box all the time. Doesn't take a very big strike, because if you're striking, you hit the ball out of the box, you're out.
Right. There's an off-speed pitch. The first one tonight. And that one misses. The count 1-1.
I just wonder why you wait 15, 16 pitches before you throw that. Actually, 17 pitches.
We got the 1-1 to McIntyre. Fastball low and away. Park Jung-kyu thought he had it.
You know, he's missing a lot to the right side, you know, towards the first base dugout. And it could be a matter of just moving a little bit off the mound, move a little bit towards third base. Delivery be a little bit different for him, a little bit better angle coming to plate.
We got a 2-1 to McIntyre coming. There's a topper right in front of the plate, and the catcher Kim is going to get to the home plate in time to get the force out for out number 1. Well, not exactly what McIntyre had hoped, but there's next time, I guess.
Now, there's a lot of places you could have moved that ball and got a run. They're playing back. They're going to turn 2, so hit it short in second. They're going to score a run. Hit to third, they might score a run because he is playing back. So Nick's probably not happy with the place moving on that ball.
Park Jung-kyu faces his counterpart, David Beek, the pitcher. He is a very tall youngster who looks at strike 1. Beek looking for his first hit in the series. This is actually his first start.
He can really hit the ball. If he connects, he can really drive it here. So that'd be a big gap. It'd be 3 runs.
The Harrison
big at bat.
Yeah. The Harrison High sophomore looks in. Here's the pitch, and the curveball didn't break very much, and it stayed high to boot. 1-1. David normally plays first, and he's got a lot of pitching in. We'll tell you his numbers in the bottom of the inning when he's on the hill. Fought this one off and fouled it off to the right side, out of play. Tell you what, Park really ran that fastball in on him.
It's a big at bat for Park. I mean, he gets a ground ball here and can turn 2. He's out here without anything after having a walk with bases loaded. So it's a big at bat.
Beek down on the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. With 1 out and the bases still loaded for Hoosier North. Here's the pitch. Fastball low and away, good eye by Beek. Count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gasvoda at third. Barry at second. Here's the pitch. Fly ball down the right field line. This one slicing foul and out of play. There you see Gasvoda. And there's David. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Park on the hill, trying to get himself out of this big jam he finds himself in right now. With only 1 out and the bases loaded. The 2-2. And that just missed the outside corner.
Well, that takes a lot of discipline to stay off that pitch.
Mercy.
I think everybody in the crowd would have swung at that one. Except the umpire and David. Except the umpire and David.
I know I would have. Here we go. This is the pitch. It's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The bases loaded for David Beek. He stands at the plate on your screen against Park Jung-kyu. The pitch, low ball 4, and that walks in a run. Wow. Well, the manager looks like he's going to bring in his infield here, as he's going to talk to his pitcher right now, Park Jung-kyu, who's just having a whole bunch of trouble up there.
Tony can only have 3 kids on the mound at one time, so he's got them listening. They're not on the mound. It looks like he has 3 of them, one pitcher and a catcher right with him, and the third baseman close there, and the other 3 are within range of hearing what he has to say. It's a rule, pony baseball rule, you can only have 3 on the mound.
Now explain the reason why.
Well, you know, coaches get in there and do different things like that. You know, they'll bring them all in. They waste. I think it's a game speed-up time thing more than anything else. We don't have that rule, but you don't see any high school teams doing that. But you have a lot of these Colt League teams will come here with pony baseball, youth baseball. They think they got to bring everybody in and tell them every play and what you're supposed to do when you should have done that back in practice. This is a conference for the pitcher, not a conference for the whole infield here.
J.J. Thompson will stand in. He's looking for his first hit of the series. Went 0 for 3 Wednesday night. He pulled everything to the first baseman, if I remember correctly. The base is still loaded with 1 out and 1 in. And the first pitch to J.J. almost took out his ankles.
There he is again. He's still missing the first base side. Just a little adjustment. If he can make it on the mound there, might help him bring that across for a strike.
And a lot of that could be the fact that his left shoulder is opening up too quick.
Sure.
And it's forcing him to jerk the ball on the outside to a right-handed hitter. Inside, in this case, to the left-handed hitting J.J. Thompson.
A lot of fastballs.
We got the 1-0 pitch coming to J.J. right on the inside corner. 1-1.
Might point out, Tony, this umpire crew has not like it was the first 3 nights. The first 3 nights are from Indianapolis, locally here, basically, from Indiana. But this crew's from Pennsylvania. They'll come in, they're going to work the rest of the tournament.
So we got 1 ball and 1 strike to count out of Thompson. And the pitch. Off the end of the bat, and it goes into right field, base hit. Scoring is Barry. McIntyre is going to be held up at third as a strong throw by Jung-Moo Young kept McIntyre at third. So that's just going to be a RBI single for J.J. Thompson. Wow, what a gun shown by Young in right field.
Had a little trouble picking the ball up. I think Dan knows how good of an arm he had. He had a little trouble picking it up, and they did make a good throw to the plate.
So now the runner situation looks like this. We got McIntyre at third, Beek at second, and Thompson at first. And Patrick Lowry at the plate. He's 1 for 1. And he looks at strike 1. He's got a 1,000 batting average. But in 1 plate appearance, he has 1 hit. That looks good, though, nonetheless. The 0-1 pitch. There's a topper to deep third. Good play by Jung. Throws high, safe! A run will score, and it's 2-0 Hoosier North.
That was a great aggressive slide by Thompson. Even if he doesn't pull him off, he's going to knock him off his feet, and they're not going to be able to turn the 2. As a runner at first, you always tell him, take him out second, do it legally. He did it legally, and if he had been able to make that play, he couldn't have made the throw to first.
So McIntyre scores on the air by the third baseman, Jung Son-hook. And Hoosier North's first inning stays alive. They have scored 3 on just 1 hit. That'll bring up Matt Kennedy. This is our first look at him. So he's waiting for his first series hit. Park with his first delivery. Fastball right on the outside corner for a strike.
Matt's a kid that probably has the distinction of being the only kid to play for 2 different teams in the 2 consecutive World Series. He played for Lafayette All-Stars last year when he was at Central Catholic, and playing for Hoosier North this year while he's attending McCutcheon.
And the 0-1 to Kennedy, right on the outside corner again, and it's quickly 0-2. Kennedy, a good athlete, though.
Needs to shorten up on the bat. He better be up on the bat here.
The coach is watching. Here is the 0-2.
Just wants to move the ball,
Kennedy.
Tony. Just wants to move it here.
Here we go. The pitch to McCutcheon Jr. A let up just outside. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases still loaded for Hoosier North. This is the 3rd consecutive hitter they've had this situation. Matt Kennedy with a chance to open this 3-0 lead up. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes for 2 out.
That's the 35th pitch of the inning for Park.
Ouch. Ouch. The shortstop, Jason Trida, now will get his turn. He is the 9th batter in this inning. He went 0 for 2 Wednesday night. But with 2 out and the bases loaded, he has a chance to make up for everything and get that big first hit. 3-0 Hoosier North. And the first pitch to Trida. Just missing outside. The catcher, Kim Jung-hoon, is waving his outfielders to come in a few steps. Neither Kim, Chow, or Jung listen because they didn't move. 1-0 to Trida. Into the dirt, great block by Kim Jung-hoon. Two balls, no strikes to Trida. Well, you're taking till you get a strike here.
Yeah, especially the number 9 hitter and throwing 37 pitches this inning, having a little trouble finding strike zone.
2-0, right on the outside corner. Couple of balls and 1 strike now, the count to Trida. Outfield straight away. 2 out. 3-0 Hoosier North. The 2-1 pitch coming up to Trida as Park Jung-kyu delivers. There's a shot, foul down the first base line. Got a good piece of it. Well, you saw David Big at third base, the runner. He is a big, big kid. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Trida with 2 out. Bases loaded. Kennedy, Lowry, Thompson, Lowry, Thompson, and Beek are the runners. The 2-2 with 2 out on its way from Park to Trida. Foul, straight back and over the screen. So the count stays at deuces wild. Boy, for a big 2-out hit here. Trida stands in. The pitch from Park. There's a bouncer toward the right side. Will it get through? Yes, it will. It hops over Lim's hand. 2 runs will score. Here's the runner coming to third. The throw is not in time. Lowry gets in before the throw to third. And it's a 2-run single for Jason Trida. It's now 5-0 Hoosier North. Good piece of hitting.
Well, it was. He stayed up. He got up on the bat with 2 strikes. He moved the ball. You just got to do that in this game. You know, you make them make the play, or you may get a bad hop. In this case, that ball took off on him and got through for 2 runs. It's a big at bat for Jason.
Well, we're going to have a new pitcher here for South Korea. As Park Jung-kyu's day is done, he's allowed 5 runs on a couple of hits. He ended up walking a whole bunch. 4 to be exact. And when you walk 4 in 1 inning, your odds of lasting are not very good, Coach.
No, 42 pitches is just, that's a minimum of 3 innings worth, maybe 4 innings worth pitching.
Well, tell you, go ahead.
And still, only 2 outs.
Well, I'm sure Dan Walbaum is telling his group, or screaming at his group, we're not done yet. We'll get you the name of the new right-hander here in just a second. And he happens to be, well, he's not on our roster here, so I'm not quite exactly sure what his name is. We'll try to find it here momentarily, but in the meantime, Hoosier North continues to work the count. And how many times have we said that working the count and being patient is very crucial?
Especially when the pitcher's having a little trouble finding the strike zone. It's just, you have to. I mean, you just have to be patient and make sure he throws strikes and work the count, make the pitcher throw, especially when the bases are loaded, and he has to bring a strike for you. And in Park's case, fastball strikes. He threw 42 pitches, 38 fastballs, or variation of the fastball, maybe a cut fastball in there, but 4 off-speed pitches is all he threw.
Well, the new pitcher is Choi Jae-hoong. So Choi Jae-hoong will be the new right-hander, as you saw momentarily on your screen. Very tall, thin right-hander. Don't have the numbers on him. South Korea was unable to give us any pitching statistical information. But right now, Choi is on to try to stop the bleeding. Keith Waller, who started it all with a walk, will be the batter he faces. Waller was forced out at home later on when Nick McIntyre hit one back to the mound. So runners on the corners for Hoosier North, as Choi is the new right-hander for South Korea. There are 2 outs.
Center fielder, number 44, Keith Waller.
Keith Waller, no official at bat in this game so far. Again, because of the free pass in the beginning of this inning. And he throws a fastball that just misses inside for ball 1. We're only in the first inning, folks. Hoosier North has put up a 5 spot already. And here's the 1-0 to Waller instead of throw to first, and back in plenty of time is Trida. One ball, no strikes. And the pitch to Waller. Instead, how about another throw to first for good measure?
I don't know what he's doing there exactly, what he's setting up, because he steps off each time. It's a pretty easy move to pick up. It hasn't been close.
Yep.
I'm sure he's got a jump turn or something that he can do there, maybe try and set up and pick him off there.
Waller, in the meantime, still in the box, waiting for the 1-0. Here it comes. The runner tried to fake his run at first. The ball was into the dirt, so the count 2-0. So Waller ahead of the count once again. Hoosier North has got runners on the corners. Lowry at third, Trida at first. They've scored 5 just with 2 hits in this first inning. And the 2-0 to Waller. Fouled back to the screen. Outfield straight away for Waller. Normal depth. So it's a couple of balls and 1 strike to Keith Waller. Another throw to first. Not even close. Estrada gets back. Keith Waller, you mentioned he loves playing in this Colt World Series because it represents this community really well. Here's the 2-1 pitch. There's a fly ball, deep right field, way back, but right there is Young, and he's there to make the catch. Waller gave that a ride. but to no avail. Damage is done, however. 5 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 are left. We have completed a half inning of baseball here at Loeb Stadium, and there's the score. 5-0 Hoosier North with Korea coming up.
We're just talking to some people today, trying to get their reaction to this Myers store.
Every day, Maya does it like no one else.
The store itself is terrific.
Are they filming me right now?
There's a great selection of everything.
Where do you think you're going? No. You got to talk to me.
There's a lot of things you can get here you can't get anywhere else.
We're just trying to get... Hello.
Anytime you save money, I enjoy that.
Isn't that what you want me to say?
Can't help myself. Maya does it like nobody else.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything were guaranteed like Cox Cable Service?
Sorry to keep you waiting. Here's $20.
I'm sorry your table wasn't ready. Your dinner will be free.
It would be nice. And Cox Communications offers you these guarantees. On-time service appointments or a $20 credit, guaranteed. And on-time installation, or it's free, guaranteed. Cox Communications, quality you can count on. Too bad everything isn't guaranteed like Cox Cable Service.
Welcome back to Loeb Stadium, everyone. Let's take a look at the South Korea lineup real quickly. Leading off will be their third baseman, Jung Son-hook. It'll be Kim Hyung-Doo, shortstop, batting second. It'll be Cho Chin-tai, the center fielder. Kim Ki-won will be the left fielder, batting fourth. Batting fifth will be the catcher, Kim Jung-hoon. The second baseman, Lee Ji-hoon, will be batting sixth. Batting seventh will be An Soing-hoon. And batting eighth, you can scratch Park Jun-kyu's name off and write down the reliever, Choi Jing-won. And batting ninth will be Jung Moo-young. He's the right fielder. Defensively, for Hoosier North, it's Kennedy, Waller, and Thompson left to right. Lowry, Trida, Gasboda, and Barry third to first. McIntyre is behind the plate, and on the hill is David Beek. I tell you what, it feels so good to say American names after you say Koreans' names, I got to admit.
We have the Korean interpreter over there talking to the umpire.
And
the manager's there now.
It's very interesting. I was talking to the very same interpreter, and I went up to the coach initially, and I asked him for the starting lineup, and the coach didn't know what I was saying, so the interpreter came over, and he had said hi and introduced himself to me, and I said I needed the starting lineup, so he goes over to the coach and he says, he needs your starting lineup. So I thought, okay, maybe I could have done that. I don't know. So here we go. It'll be Jung, Kim, and Cho due up. That was the cutest thing I think I've ever gone through. Here's David Beek's first pitch. That's some gas. Strike one.
Well, David's going to mix his pitches a little better than I think Park did in that first inning.
Second pitch, good let up, and misses low, 1-1. And the 1-1 to Jung, and he ropes a shot to right field coming on to make a great shoestring catch is J.J. Thompson. 1 out. That was pretty.
That's a triple, Tony, if it gets by J.J. He made a great dive and timed it perfectly and come up with a catch.
And the key was a quick first step. He needed to get to that ball in a hurry, and he did just that. Great catch, J.J. 1 up, 1 down. That brings up Kim Hyung-Doo. Kim, the shortstop. He went 0 for 5 in the first game. Oh, they're going to rule that a base hit. I guess the right fielder did not come up with it. I guess JJ did not come up with that, I guess. Wow. Sure looked like he did. Well, and now it's quickly 2-0 to Kim. Oh, the first base umpire said that was a base hit for Jung-Soon Hook. I thought he caught it. Snap throw by McIntyre, not in time.
The second base umpire ruled it out.
Yeah.
And I guess the first base umpire overruled him and said he was safe. But
wow.
Well, I thought he was out.
So 1 up and 1 on, I guess the case. We're sorry that we kind of act dumbfounded, because we are. Curveball low, the throw down as the runner goes. He's a dead duck. He's out now.
That's the quickness from McIntyre getting rid of the ball. I mean, he's just really quick there. Got a pretty good arm to boot and came up there throwing and did a nice job. Got a good pitch to throw and good all-around play for Hoosier North.
Jung was quick, but just not quick enough for the gun of Nick McIntyre. Kim, in the meantime, has a 3-1 count, and David Beek goes after him with the fastball to run the count full 3-2.
I just don't understand. You know, you're down 5-0. It's early. I understand that, but you're stealing and
the payoff. There's a topper toward the second baseman, Gasvoda. Throws over to first in time, and there are 2 gone. That'll bring up Cho Jin-tai.
Center fielder, number 12, Cho Jin-tai.
Boy, it sounded like I pronounced that name pretty well there.
you matched the PA, man.
So 2 out. Cho the hitter as he faces David Beek. And the first pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1.
Really pulled his front side out, stepped out, bailed out. I think, you know, the old adage, you just throw that pitch again. Let's see what he does with it again here.
Yep. 0 for 3 in a series.
And he did.
He pulled his head again indeed. Strike 2.
Now, he looked pretty bad to him. You just go ahead and try 3 of them there.
Cho taking his time getting back in the box as he knows he's behind the 8 ball here. The 0-2 pitch. Was it me or is that fastball rising?
That fastball was moving a little bit. I think Nick will agree with you.
Nick could not even handle that one. That fastball, folks, rose. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Curveball. Oh, ring him up, Blue. That one missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boy, that was a good pitch. Tried to backdoor him inside, just couldn't get it in. 2-2. Swing and a miss. That retires inside. 1, 2, 3. Down goes Seoul Korea. Despite the hit by Jung, he got thrown out. They have completed 1 inning of baseball. There you see the score. It's 5-0 Hoosier North on top of South Korea. This is the Colt World Series on Cox Communications.
Basically, he's obsessed with Meyer. There's a Meyer clock, a Meyer cabinet, and Meyer spaghetti.
Whenever I'm bored, I go to Meyer. I guess I'm bored a lot.
Everything is from Meyer. Everything. He'll shop at 2 or 3 in the morning. It's a sickness.
That's my Meyer flag on top of my Meyer flagpole.
The neighbors find it a bit peculiar.
You know what's peculiar? Meyer's without an S.
Imagine a world where the music perfectly fits the way you feel, with the flawless sound of a great CD, music of your choice, and no commercials, ever. You can live in that world now. It's called your home. You can create that music. It's called Music Choice, the definitive music service direct to your stereo. Let over 30 different channels of music wash all over you. Music Choice, the next great sound wave.
So, this is satellite TV.
The future, yep.
How much was it again?
About $850.
$850?
Installed.
$850.
Plus a monthly programming fee.
Oh, just like cable.
This is 150 channels.
So, where's our news?
Can't get local news. No local stations.
No local news. No local weather.
These days, when everyone's promising you the future of television.
Sports?
Isn't it nice to know you already have it?
It'll be David Gasvoda followed by Chris Berry and Nick McIntyre for Hoosier North as we begin the second inning. 5-0 in favor of the Hoosier North All-Stars. In the first pitch by Choi. Misses for ball 1. There you see Ji-Woon Choi. Actually, it's Choi Ji-Woon. Here's the 1-0. Foul back. And almost caught by a fan.
Boy, David just missed that pitch. He's just a little under that one. He gets a little bit more on top of that pitch. He's going to sail for him.
So the count evens at a ball and a strike. Gasvoda stands in. He walked his last at bat. The pitch into the dirt. So now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, they're still sliding up there, aren't they? Those are gunny sacks. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Fastball ripped up the middle, base hit.
Great arm extension. He really got his arms extended and went after that pitch. Took the barrel of the bat to the ball. That's what you got to be able to do to hit the line drives like he does.
That was pretty. So 1 up, 1 on. And Chris Berry, who's looking for his first series hit, stands in. He has no official at-bat tonight because he walked his first at-bat. That very first inning in which Hoosier North tallied 5 runs. Choi takes a look over at his runner. Gasvoda takes his lead off first. And Choi will come to the plate. Popped up. Right center field. Look out, this could be trouble. That's a great catch by Lim Jae-hoon.
I don't know how far that center fielder was playing him, but he had to be pretty deep not to get that ball. That ball's at least 25 feet out in the middle of the grass there behind second. Lim went out and got it and made a nice catch.
Lim Jae-hoon did an excellent job staying with that pop-up. That was not easy, and he caught it over his shoulder. He didn't have time to turn around and square up to it. Here's Nick McIntyre. He wants to redeem himself after his first at-bat in which he went into a force out. And the first pitch to him from Choi. He misses low for ball 1.
Nick's still looking for his first hit in this series. Tony is 0 for 3 the first game and hit that little dribbler out in front of the plate last time. I'm sure he's going to try to sit back and get his pitch here and drive it.
He also has struck out when he went 0 for 3 in Wednesday's game. The runner fakes his start. The fastball's down the middle, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. I see a look of, I'm not sure what it was on your face, Coach. You're just hoping Nick was jumping on that, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if, maybe Danny had to take on. I don't know. Nick looked like he was a little disgusted. He didn't swing, so maybe it wasn't a take on that pitch.
The 1-1 fastball right on the inside corner. And now, just like that, Nick's down on the count, 1-2. 1 out, 1 on for Hoosier North. We're in the second, 5-0 in favor of Hoosier North. There you see the lead by Gasvoda. Here comes the pitch to the plate from Boat. There's a soft toss to first instead.
Tell you, Nick's taking 2 fastballs for strikes there, but he hasn't budged on his stance. He's still up in front of that box. And he isn't going to go up on the bat either, I'll tell you that right now. He doesn't like to go up on the bat. He's going to stay down. He got quick hands.
Can he make contact? Not on that dirt ball. So the 55-footer runs the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, David Beek.
Well, I tell you, Tony, that second baseman, Lim, is doing a lot of communicating out there. He's almost like the quarterback of the infield out there.
The 2-2. Ripped into center field, base hit. This may be a little trouble if Cho don't get there. He gets there, coming around to third is Gasvoda in the meantime. Some great base running by Gasvoda, but a beautiful hit by McIntyre. So runners on the corners now for Hoosier North with 1 out.
All they're seeing is fastballs, Tony. I mean, you see a fastball enough, I don't care how fast it is, you're going to be able to get timing down and hit it. For a pitcher to be successful, you got to change speeds, change locations, and right now, the most they're doing is changing locations. They're not changing too much on speed.
Well, here's Bam Bam. That's the nickname teams have given him. David Beek stands in. The First pitch to Bam Bam. He does just that. Deep to right center field. It's back to the wall. It's gone. No, it's off the wall. 2 runs are going to score. I thought that ball was gone. I lost it in the white background of the signs. Nonetheless, it almost serves its purpose. It scores 2 runs.
It'd been gone in most high school parks, I'll tell you that. Definitely gone in most Colt League parks.
It's now 7-0 Hoosier North. As now the manager for South Korea comes out again, and he's going to have a chat with Choi.
10 pitches this inning, Tony, 10 fastballs. Threw 4 pitches last inning, 4 fastballs. So he's throwing 14 pitches off fastballs. And he's finished.
So Choi is gone. We got another relief pitcher in for South Korea as they continue to use the carousel of their pitching staff. Well, right now, the way Hoosier North is hitting, I'm not quite sure it's going to matter who South Korea throws up.
Well, it's not going to matter unless they start doing some different things on the mound as far as delivery. I mean, they got to do some other things other than just a fastball, because this team's a hitting team. They'll hit a fastball pretty well, as they've shown. They're very patient tonight. They're waiting for, I mean, McIntyre proved that. He took 2 fastballs that weren't quite what he wanted, drove one the next time. David drives the first pitch. They're real patient. They're hitting the fastball really well.
Kang Hoo-hee will be the new pitcher for South Korea. So as he takes his warm-up tosses, we do want to remind you, you can catch exciting Colt World Series baseball action right here on CXTV 13 Sports on our tape-delayed telecast. Tonight's game will be shown the following afternoon at 1:30. So catch exciting Colt World Series baseball right here on Cox Communications. Along with Jake Burton, Tony Ross. J.J. Thompson has an 0-1 count to him as Kang Hoon-hee is on the hill and throws one just outside. Now the count 1-1 strike. David Beek stands at second. There you see him. He had the 2-run double in which this announcer thought it was out of here. I'm sure he'll be happy when he listens to this, when he gets the tape. Instead, it's just a double, Dave. Sorry. The 1-1. That fastball a little high and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. J.J. Thompson went 0 for 3 in the first game of the Colt World Series. Tell you what, he was late with that fastball swing. 2-2. You're right, it looks like Kang does have a different pitching variation.
Well, at least he's taking signals and shaking some off. I haven't seen that the whole game from him.
Kang touched his left shoulder to give a signal back to his catcher. Here comes the let-up, and that misses upstairs. So now the count runs 3-2 to J.J. Thompson. Thompson had an RBI single in his first at-bat. So he's finally broke the dry spell of the Colt World Series. Here comes the payoff pitch to J.J. David Beek leads off second. There's a short little flare in left field. That's trouble if it's down the line, and it's fair! Right on the chalk line. Coming home to score is David Beek. Well, you talk about a pitcher-perfect hit. That hit chalk down the left field line for a fair ball.
And it was a good pitch. He was a curveball and dropped out of the strike zone almost, and J.J. just extended his arms and just poked it over there.
Number 23.
Got up on the bat and hung tough for him.
So 3 more runs in this inning for Hoosier North have upped their ante to 8-0. And here's Patrick Lowry. He reached on an error. when he grounded to Jung, the third baseman. Lob throw to first. No problem for Thompson getting back. But here's another element JJ brings to the table, and that's speed. JJ takes his lead in the pitch. Fouled away by Lowry. So now the count, no balls, 1 strike. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk with Harry Bradway, who's the president of the Colt World Series this year. He's done a fantastic job. And the throw to first, the runner back. Still 0-1. Lowry waiting his second pitch from Kan Junhee. The 0-1 curve over. It's a good 0-1 pitch right there.
That was the best curveball I've seen him throw tonight. Well, his last one he threw to Thompson was a pretty good pitch, but JJ just extended his bat. But that's a nice pitch for a strike.
No balls, 2 strikes the count. Harry Bradway making his way up here to our broadcast location, and we'll get him in here momentarily. Patrick Lowry, in the meantime, is awaiting his 0-2 pitch. Well, I'll tell you what, one thing Kong is not, and that is a quick pitcher. The 0-2, pitch out, nothing going. Oh, they got the runner caught. JJ's caught the throw to second, and he's going to get tagged out for out number 2.
That's something you might be able to get by with when you're ahead 8-0, but if you're in the other shoes, you'd be ill-advised to get picked off in a situation like that. I'm not sure what he was doing, to be honest with you.
Well, the tag applied by the second baseman, Lim, and now that'll bring up, well, actually Patrick Lowry stays in. 1 ball, 2 strike count to him with 2 out. 8-0, Hoosier North. Base is empty now. The pitch, swing, and a miss. He's down on strikes. 3 runs on 4 hits. Nobody left for Hoosier North, but they've upped their ante to an 8-0 count. We have completed an inning and a half baseball here at Loeb Stadium. And the score reads Hoosier North 8, South Korea nothing. This is the Colt World Series on Cox Communications.
You know, I've seen enough mean people in the NFL. That's why I like Meyer. Not an angry face in the bunch. Hey, I just feel comfortable there. The produce, seafood, and fresh deli are wonderful. Truth is, whether I decide on one of their hot meals or the chilled shrimp, I always end up getting a warm smile.
Picture a world where the music perfectly fits the way you feel, with the flawless sound of a great CD and no commercials, ever. You can live in that world now. It's called your home. You can create that music. It's called Music Choice, the definitive music service. Over 30 different channels direct to your stereo. So changing your mood is as easy as changing channels. Music Choice, the next great sound wave.
Truckin', got my chips cashed in, keep truckin'.
Welcome back to Loeb Stadium here in Lafayette, Indiana. There you see the score, Hoosier North on top of Korea by a 8-0 tally. Joining me now is the president of the Lafayette Colt World Series. He's our guy, Harry Bradway.
Yay.
How you doing, Harry?
Well, feel pretty good tonight.
I'll tell you what, you really got to be pleased with how everything has turned out.
Yes. I wish our team would have played a little better last night, but that's 1 loss, so you just go on from there, I guess. But this Hoosier North really taking charge of this ball game.
Yes, they are. Kim Ki-won on the first pitch pops up for out number 1. You know, Harry, how do you tell us a little bit how you find these teams for the Colt World Series?
We don't find them. They're
Okay.
sent here. Pony Baseball organizes a series of tournaments, and they're zone champions, and that's how we get the teams.
Now, what about the coaches? How are they chosen?
For our teams?
Yeah.
I think on the county Hoosier North teams, they rotate the coaching. And this was West Lafayette coach's turn this time.
Kim Jung-hoon, the hitter.
Yeah, in Lafayette, high school coaches don't want to do it. So this year I made a suggestion to use somebody away from the program, and Brian McDonald. And we had good reports on him from everybody that we talked to. He coached a lot in the Pony League and all-star teams, and he's an assistant coach at Purdue, and he does know his baseball. He's worked them real hard, and let's hope that it's going to pay off tomorrow night.
Kim Jung-hoon, in the meantime, has drawn himself a walk. So with one out, there's one on for South Korea. That'll bring up Lim Jae-hoon. And it's 8-0 Hoosier North if you're just joining us. Lim in his first at-bat of this evening. As David Beek looks his runner. Comes to the plate. Fastball away. McIntyre snap throw. Boy, that was close. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this much. Kim better get back to the bag a lot quicker than just standing up nonchalantly like he did.
He keeps you on your toes. I tell you, he loves to throw behind runners. I think he'd like to see the box score come out how many guys he gets picked off by him. I don't think they're ever going to do that.
Lim's numbers 3 for 4 in the tournament. He's going to bounce one to first. Great pickup by Berry. The throw to second for one. The turn, not in time. That was a great turn by Trida, but a great effort by Chris Berry to get the force out nonetheless.
Harry, seems like each year this tournament just gets better and better. I mean, your group, the people you have working with. Matter of fact, it looks like you're doing less and less work every year, too.
I wish that were true.
Which part? Getting better and better or less work?
No, that I was having less work. You know, 2 or 3 years ago, they had a meeting after the World Series. They said, we got to do something. You know, Harry's not going to be here forever. So he ought to share some of his duties. And so I made a list of things, the major things I was responsible for, and it was like 19. Well, I got some people that volunteered, and we had most of those distributed around till other people were supposed to do them. But slowly, they have resigned and moved on and not stuck with it, and I'm back holding the bag again.
Ansun Hoon is the hitter.
One thing is that I'm too hard to satisfy. I want my own way, and I want it done a certain way, and then if it's not done that way, I get a little upset. But
the 2-0 grounded toward the left side. Try to throw to second. They'll get the force out there to end the inning. So South Korea fails to score. They leave a runner stranded. We have completed an inning and a half of baseball. Harry, don't go away, my friend. We're going to be talking with you some more. After 1.5 innings of baseball here at Loeb Stadium, it's 8-0 in favor of Hoosier North on CXTV 13 Sports.
We go to Meijer for just about everything.
Hey, if anybody needs one-stop shopping and low prices, it's the Dilly family.
Chocolate pudding.
Detergent. Pots and pans.
Aspirin. Tricycles.
Way too many trikes.
Mashed potatoes.
Lens cleaner.
Sneakers.
Velcro.
Meijer. Low prices on everything an instant family of 8 needs.
Tell them it's 150 channels.
That's good.
That's good. Tell them it's only $850 installed.
$850. That's good.
That's good. Tell them they buy it, they own it.
They own it. That's good.
That's good. Then in 2 years, if it's obsolete, they'll buy another.
Buy another. That's good.
That's business. Yes, ma'am. Interested in a satellite dish?
These days, when everyone's promising you the future of television.
$850. Buy it, own it, obsolete in 2 years, buy another. That's good? That's good.
Isn't it nice to know you already have it?
There you see the slide. Jake, we're going to get you on that before this Colt World Series is over with. I got news. We're going to surprise. We're going to get you on that.
On camera over there or down the slide?
On camera, down the slide. That's what it's going to be. We're used to seeing your face on the camera. We want to see you down the slide.
I'll do it if Harry leads me.
There you go. We'll get Harry on there, too. Harry Bradway joins us.
I've been down the slide.
See, there you go. Now you got no excuse,
That was
Jake.
when it was first built. I went down at one time.
It'll be Kennedy leading it off for Hoosier North. And the first pitch to him is just inside. That almost grazed him. Kennedy struck out in his first at bat, trying to redeem himself here in his second. There you saw his numbers. Here's the 1-0. That's toppled in front of the plate, and this one will hook down the third baseline foul. Harry, now, as well. What makes Lafayette such an attractive site for this tournament, you think?
We've talked about that. I think it's a right-sized community for a tournament like this. You put this tournament in Indianapolis, you get lost. And I think that it's just about the right size. Back in 1969 when we started, we were very fortunate in getting some excellent 15, 16-year-old baseball teams in here. And people here couldn't believe that kids that age could play that good a baseball. Well, the guy, that Putman boy who ended up in the major leagues, had the batting percentage for years, just broken last year, eight something.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I think that's part of it, that we got off to a good start. We didn't have a team in it the first time, and so our folks started rooting for the Hawaiian entry, and I think that added some interest to it. And then certainly when we added the other team, the area host team, it certainly added a lot of the attraction to it. And then it's just kind of, it's built up over all these years, 28 years, so it's really built the interest.
Kennedy has just struck out for the second straight time. That'll bring up Jason Trida. He singled and picked up a couple of RBIs in his first at bat, as there's one gone here in the Hoosier North third.
And I feel that our Colt World Series has added interest to high school baseball in our area, and we've got probably as good a high school baseball in one area as there is in the state.
What about sponsors, Harry? Talk to us a little bit about the sponsors of all of this. Is there any particular sponsor that is like the main sponsor for the Colt World Series?
We don't have a main sponsor, no. Nobody but we've had, this is the 15th year for Payless to sponsor a night. They're the ones that got us started on sponsoring nights. And since then it has grown, and we've added 2 more this year till there's only 2 nights that you can't come in with a free ticket.
Jason Trida has an 0-2 count to him as he stands in. Here's the pitch, a fastball high and away, which is a good 2-0 pitch.
I thought something you'd done this year, Harry, and you might tell us how it came about. The cereal box with the team, a lot of the area teams on it.
Yeah.
This is a promotion that Payless picked up. I guess Judy Contos, or not Judy, Dixie Contos, went to some kind of a convention or a business seminar of some kind, and some company was there that had this proposal that you could get your teams on a cereal box. Well, this is available, Jake, for high schools, baseball, basketball. You could have that done too.
Is that right?
Yeah. And if you want to get that address, you could call Judy, or Dixie. I don't know why I want to call her Judy. Dixie Contos, and she'd probably give that to you. And I don't know, they might even cooperate on the thing with you. But that's great.
You're listening to the voice of Harry Bradway, the president of the Lafayette Colt Tournament. Here's the 3-2 to Trida. He held up in time, and he's going to draw himself a walk.
He was down 0-2, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
0-2 with 2 curveballs and threw 4 fastballs for balls.
That'll bring up Keith Waller, the center fielder. He's flying to right in his last at bat. Walked in the first inning. Boy, I tell you what, you got to like the idea that Hoosier North came out swinging the bat, scoring 5 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second. They have potential to do some more damage as they got another runner on base in the person of Trida at first. Waller, the hitter, the leadoff hitter. Throw to first, then the runner back.
I forgot to mention, I think another reason that it's an attraction here in Lafayette is our facility. The Loeb Stadium. It's something that most communities this size don't have, especially for high school amateur baseball. And I think that's a big thing, too.
I was just going to ask you about that, too. This facility, Loeb Stadium in general, it's just a wonderful place to hold such a Colt tournament. This is my first Colt tournament, I've got to admit, and it's just been, the atmosphere has been absolutely wonderful. There's a shot in the center field coming on Cho. Will he get there? Yes, he will, to make the catch to rob Waller of a base hit. So now there are 2 away, and that'll bring up David Gasvoda. Tell you what, a nice catch there by Cho Jin-tai.
Hey, Jake, I didn't know Waller was such a good hitter. He was hot the other night, too, when he had 2 or 3 hits.
He hit the ball well during summer. He played platoon and defensively when he didn't pitch for Benton Central there a little bit. He played probably more than he didn't play. Starting to hit for him.
Is Musser playing tonight?
No, he's not starting tonight. David Gasvoda, the second baseman, stands in.
He's a good hitter, too.
Yes, he is. And the pitch to him's a fastball outside. Was that a pitch out? I'm not sure. I don't think it was a pitch out. It just looked from the angle that we are at. I wasn't looking at our center field monitor. So it's 1 ball and no strike to Gasvoda. 2 out. Trida still at first. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Evens up the count at 1.
Tomorrow night we're going to have the 8 or 9 players back from the 77 championship team. We'll introduce them, and they're going to take their kids and their family out on the field. And we're going to get together over at Arnie's prior to that for a little, pizza or whatever they're going to eat. Then we'll be over here in time to have them introduced for the game. This is our 20th anniversary.
What are your thoughts on that 77 team?
I tell you what, I think about this. And I've never had such a high as I had that night. Even when Jeff won the state basketball championship. This was even, because I had something to do with this one, see? and I didn't have a damn thing to do with the state high school championship. But I felt that I had a little something to do with when they won that. And that was the biggest thrill I've ever had in sports.
David Gasvoda flies out to left field. In inning for Hoosier North. Harry Bradway, thank you very much, sir. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Harry Bradway, the president of Lafayette Cultural.
Stay off of me now, will you?
I'm off. You can come and visit us anytime you want. Now I'll leave you alone.
Is Jake doing a good job?
He's doing a fantastic job.
I didn't watch.
Every day, Maya doesn't let no one else.
They have sale prices on top of their everyday low prices.
The produce is always fresh.
Getting a battery charger for motorcycles.
Just bought a toaster for my daughter.
Tennis shoes.
Hammers, nails.
You can find just about anything in here.
I love your sales. Can't beat it.
Maya low prices, on top of low prices, every day.
For about $850, you can get a satellite dish installed in your house, which will bring all of your TV's 150 channels. Of course, unless you spend substantially more, all these channels will be controlled by the main set in the house, which may not necessarily be yours.
Run.
These days, when everyone's promising you the future of television, isn't it nice to know you already have it?
8-6-0 for Hoosier North. 1-1 for South Korea as we head into the bottom of the 3rd inning. 8-0 in favor of the visitors. There you see some of the crowd in attendance. We got about a good 2,000 here tonight, once again.
Well, David Beek's really throwing well for him. You know, he's throwing 25 pitches in 2 innings, faced 7 batters. Couldn't ask for much more than that so far.
We got a pinch hitter up for Kang, and that is number 14, Chang Hoon-hee. And the pitch is a little low. Actually, this is Kang. I'm sorry, I apologize. He's not a pinch hitter. There's a breaking ball down low, so now the count 2-2 to Kang. Fouls this one off. That's a good pitch by Beek. Just rode right up on the hands of Kang. Count evens at a couple of balls and strikes. Nobody out. And the pitch. That's a little low and away. So now the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This is actually, I think, the second hitter that Beek has gone full to. Blows the fastball by him for strike 3. 1 out. It's a good fastball. Real good fastball. Here's Jung-Moo Young. Beek's first pitch to him is a fastball, a little low. Got a little action in the Hoosier North bullpen. Second pitch is in and over. A ball and a strike now the count to Young. Good breaking ball, and it's over for a 1-2 count.
You know, this is Young's first at bat in this game, and already Gasfoda and Waller have batted 3 times for Hoosier North.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Look out. Hope that didn't hurt anybody. And there you see where the ball went. I was waiting for a third base cameraman to make the catch there. I don't blame him getting out of the way. That was a howitzer. Here's the 2-2 once again to Jung. Swing and a miss, and there's back-to-back strikeouts for Beek.
It was a nice curveball he threw that time. Broke it right on the inside, came into his handle, couldn't get around on it, couldn't get the bat head to the ball.
Third baseman, number 7, Jung.
Beek has 3 strikeouts on the evening. That'll bring up the top of the order, Jung Sonuk. And the first pitch misses. Hitting 600 in the series, 1 for 1 tonight. 2 out. Good breaking ball, and now the count works at 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 offering. Fastball, high and away. 3 balls and no strikes to Jung. Beek goes with the fastball down the middle to get himself back into the count 3-1. And here comes the pitch. Oh, that caught him in the arm. Jung Sun-hook with a little smile on his face, because I don't think he wants to cry in front of all of his teammates, because that sure looked like that hurt.
Well, they're down 5-0, and they tried to steal here. 8-0 may not make a difference either.
Here's Kim Hyung-Doo as the ball skips through McIntyre. And the runner, Young, will take second base.
There's a difference from experience of catching a lot of ball games. Nick hasn't had that experience and just hasn't got used to dropping and blocking, just blocking the ball, becoming a blocker instead of a catcher back here. He's got to block that pitch and keep it in front of him. Still has a possibility of throwing a guy out. When it gets through him like that, there's no possibility.
0 for 1 tonight is Kim Hyung-Doo. The pitch. Outside and away. Snap throw to second. Good job by Trida to creep up and prevent that ball from short hopping him. That very easily could have bounced into center field. One ball, 1 strike. 2 out. And the pitch. A little low. 2-1. There you see Kim waiting to pitch. Here it comes. Fastball rocketed to center field, but there's Waller right there to make the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, a hits batsman. He's stranded on base, and we have completed 3 innings of baseball from Loeb Stadium. And there's your score. Hoosier North 8, Korea nothing. It's the Colt World Series on CXTV 13 Sports.
We're just talking to some people today, trying to get their reaction to this Myers score.
Every day, Maya does it like no one else.
The store itself is terrific.
Are they filming me right now?
There's a great selection of everything.
Where do you think you're going? No. You got to talk to me.
There's a lot of things you can get here you can't get anywhere else.
We're just trying to get... Hello.
Anytime you save money, I enjoy that.
Isn't that what you want me to say?
Can't help myself. Maya does it like nobody else.
When radios dream, they wish they were Music Choice, the definitive music service.
I want to be about music, just music. I want to sound perfect like a great CD. I want to be free, commercial-free forever. I want over 30 different channels so people can change their mood just by changing my channel. I want to be loved. I want to be touched. I want to be Music Choice, but I can't.
Music Choice, the next great sound wave.
8-0 Hoosier North on top of South Korea. It'll be Chris Berry, followed by Nick McIntyre, and then David Beek. Chris Berry has walked and he's popped up to the second baseman. I like this Chris Berry from the left side. He looks like a very good hitter. He's looked like a very good hitter.
Well, there's a curveball on the first pitch, which is unusual.
Now you see what he's done tonight. Berry stands in and waits Khan's next pitch. The 1-0. That's knee high and down the middle for a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Tristan McIntyre is winner of the College Club. Winner of the Red Wagon was
Here we go, the 1-1 pitch. Good curveball. That comes across, and now the count, the ball and 2 strikes. Chris Berry is a good enough hitter. He's got quick hands, especially. He can hit the ball hard. Here's the 1-2 offering. Outside and high. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to the McCutcheon Jr. I'm sorry. I got the wrong.
West Lafayette.
West Lafayette. And the 2-2 pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. So Berry's down on strikes. And that's out number 1. That'll bring up the McCutcheon Jr., Nick McIntyre. Nick singled his last at bat. Hopefully that kind of took the monkey off his back, so to speak, Coach, because he was struggling.
Yeah, he's hitting .477 in Legion ball here, and comes in this tournament. And this pitching's probably equal to Legion pitching. I mean, he's seeing some good top 15, 16-year-olds in the country throwing here. And just was in a little bit of slump, but not too much for Nick. He kept after it.
That was a headhunter as that misses for ball 1. Speaking of the American Legion play, tomorrow, Nick and a few others are going to be attending the American Legion State Championship in Terre Haute. The 1-0 pitch, a little inside. Who else is in there with Nick?
Chris Berry's going down. Aaron Paul's going down. Those 3 kids are going down to play in that tournament. Nick's a starter for him. The other 2 are subs for him.
Pitch to McIntyre. He looks it in the right center field. And coming over to make the catch is Chow for out number 2. Cho and Jung, his right fielder, I thought for a minute they were going to bump heads.
I think he might have got that ball a little bit, came down through the lights and lost it for a minute because he looked like he was a little bit shaken. That he's going to drop it.
Yeah. Well, now it's up to Dave Beek. 2 out. See if he can help his own cause by keeping this inning going. Hoosier North on top by 8-0 score. Here's the pitch to Beek. Low and in for ball 1. On deck, J.J. Thompson. Here's the 1-0. Jammed him. A little tapper right back to the mound. Kang Honi. Well, throw him out to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We have completed 3.5 innings of baseball here from Loeb Stadium, and there's the score, 8-0 Hoosier North.
Basically, he's obsessed with Meyer. There's a Meyer clock, a Meyer cabinet, and Meyer spaghetti.
Whenever I'm bored, I go to Meyer. I guess I'm bored a lot.
Everything is from Meyer. Everything. He'll shop at 2 or 3 in the morning. It's a sickness.
That's my Meyer flag on top of my Meyer flagpole.
The neighbors find it a bit peculiar.
You know what's peculiar? Myers without an S.
At Cox, we know your time is valuable, so we introduced our on-time guarantee. Either we're on time, or your cable installation's on us. And if we're late on a service call, you get $20. Uh-oh.
You're on time.
Yes, ma'am.
The on-time guarantee from Cox.
If I'd been late, ma'am, we'd have owed you $20.
You don't say.
Cox, quality service you can count on.
There you see at least part of the 2,000 plus in attendance for tonight's game between Hoosier North and South Korea. 8-0 in favor of Hoosier North. David Beek on the hill. When he's been in trouble, he's been able to get himself out of it, Coach.
He had about 3 batters last time. Two of them took him to 6 pitches, and or rather, one took him 7 pitches, and 1 6 and 1 5. So he had some big pitch to each batter that time. But he's throwing pretty well for most games. Throwing 25 pitches the first 2 innings and 22 the last inning. Needs to get a short inning here if he's going to complete the game here. He doesn't want to throw too many pitches.
All right, South Korea will send up Cho, Kim, Ki-won, and Kim Jung-hoon. There are a total of 5 Kims on the South Korean team.
5 of about probably how many in the country?
There you see it. Jin Tai Cho, 0 for 1 tonight as he steps in.
Korea has a great following. I mean, there's a lot of Purdue following here. I think there's a lot of kids that go to school, or maybe even some of these guys are professionals, but a lot of grad students from Korea and Purdue, and they're over here to watch this team and really cheering them on. Don't have a lot to cheer about yet, but they're still here, faithful people.
That fastball runs inside, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike to Cho. Here's the 1-1 into the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Boy, if you have yet to come to Loeb Stadium to catch a Colt World Series game, I highly recommend you do so. The 2-1. Make it 3-1. The atmosphere is great. They got good food. They have ice cream here. I haven't had time to go get me some ice cream yet, and it's Baskin-Robbins, no less. The 3-1. That fastball outside, ball 4. So that's the second walk issued by Beek tonight. That'll bring up Kim Ka-won. Kim Ka-won popped up to Dave Gasvoda, his first at bat, and looks that one into the dirt for ball 1 here. Not a good sign that Dave's starting to fall behind the hitters. And the 1-0 to Kim. This is outside. Well, it hits the outside corner apparently, according to the umpire. And now the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. We do have one defensive change to tell you about. Neil Musser is the new right fielder for Hoosier North. There's a breaking ball into the dirt. The count now, a ball and 2 strikes. So Neil Musser is the new right fielder. J.J. Thompson taken out of the game. Kim, in the meantime, has a 1 ball, 2 strike count with 1 on. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Snap throw by McIntyre up high and not in time. So striking out is Kim Ka-won. That's the 4th strikeout in the evening for David Beek. The young right-hander has really stood strong so far. That'll bring up Kim Jung-hoon. And the first pitch to him is into the dirt. McIntyre did a good job keeping the ball close to him to prevent the runner from going. One ball, no strikes. 1 out, 1 on for South Korea. And here comes the pitch. That's a little outside. 2-0. Outfield straight away on Kim. Kim Jung-hoon, the hitter. The 2-0, right down the middle. 2-1. You know, if you say these guys' names enough, it starts becoming a lot easier. I didn't say for me, but I would imagine it would. The 2-1 into the dirt. Another good block by McIntyre, but the runner's going. Here's the throw. They're going to get him. What haven't they learned yet? You can't run on Mr. McIntyre tonight.
He's so quick. I mean, he's got a good arm, but he's so quick at getting to the ball and getting released to the ball there. That's something that, you know, just is natural. He's a middle infielder as a freshman in high school. He played third base all this year and may catch next year the way he's catching here tonight.
Can we take that to the bank, Coach?
You might be able to do that.
Swing and a miss in the meantime to Kim. The count now 3-2 with 2 out. That's the second guy Mac has thrown out tonight. The 3-2, swing and a miss, and Beak will strike out Kim to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no runners left on base. We have completed 4 innings of baseball, folks, and it's Hoosier North on top of South Korea by an 8-0 count.
You know, I've seen enough mean people in the NFL. That's why I like Meyer. Not an angry face in the bunch. Hey, I just feel comfortable there. The produce, seafood, and fresh deli are wonderful. Truth is, whether I decide on one of their hot meals or the chilled shrimp, I always end up getting a warm smile.
One day, you'll live in a world where the music perfectly fits the way you feel, with the pure sound of a great CD and no commercials ever. You can live in that world now. It's called your home. You can create that music. It's called Music Choice, the definitive music service. Over 30 different channels direct to your stereo. It's like you're hearing music for the very first time. Music Choice, the next great sound wave.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have more prizes.
8-6-0 for Hoosier North. Korea still looking for their first run. They only have 1 hit off David Beak. They also have an error. We welcome you back to Loeb Stadium in Lafayette, Indiana. The 1997 Colt World Series here on Cox Communications, along with Jake Burton, Tony Ross. Great to be with you. Neil Musser, who came in for J.J. Thompson, is now going to take the swings for Thompson as well. Neil Musser. Pretty good hitter.
I think they're going to also bring in Spitznagel here to catch, it looks like, and probably move McIntyre to third. It looks like Spitznagel's in the on-deck circle, going to hit for Lowry.
All right, we'll see if that's the case. As indeed Spitznagel is on deck. There you're looking at Musser, who's awaiting Chon-Hee Khan to finish up his warm-up tosses, as Neil Musser's 3 for 1 in the series. He does have an RBI to boot. That all comes out to .333 average. This guy can hit the ball. Old Harry even said so.
Harry knows baseball, too, so he'd be able to tell you. He's seen him hit it out here at the semi-state, I think.
I'm not quite sure what the delay is. I think Dan Walbaum, the head coach of Hoosier North, went over to talk to somebody. Not quite sure who. But Neil Musser. The left-handed thrower and left-handed hitter is going to look at the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. I like Neil. He's a gamer. Neil is a gamer. He keeps things simple. He's making his 2nd appearance this year, and he's going to pop this one up. Hey, Jake, you got your hands, buddy? It's right by us. So it's 1-1 now to Musser. You can get from under the table now.
You know, I went to the... I'll finish it later.
Here's the 1-1. Rip deep to center. But right there's Cho. 1 out. Boy, that was hard hit, and they played him perfect.
I was going to say there, I went to the state fair yesterday, and day after Neil throws his 14 strikeout 3-hitter there, and see him showing his calf. So he's involved in 4-H fair too. He's down there taking care of his calf the next day after. He was drying off with his right hand though. He has left hand in a sling from throwing so hard.
No kidding.
No, he said he felt pretty good. He could throw a little bit tonight if he had to. Hopefully, it doesn't look like he's going to have to, and hopefully he won't have to.
Well, that'll bring up the Harrison High Jr., Ben Spitznagel. Here you see Ben's numbers. He's yet to get a hit in the World Series. As a matter of fact, this is his first plate appearance. Looks at that one low for ball 1. Nobody on. 1 out for Hoosier North here in the top of the 5th. 8-0 in favor of the Hoosier North All-Stars. The 1-0, there's a base hit. Took that fastball and just roped it into left. 1 on, 1 out.
That's great to see. You know, Spitznagel's been the guy that's had to go to the bullpen and do the catching there and go down the sideline and throw with the left fielder here, and steps up there and the first time up and drives the ball and hit the ball really well left field that time. That's good to see him. His patience has paid off for him.
Well, I asked Ben about the team's attitude going into the Colt World Series, and I think it was a great quote he had. It's us against the world.
Well, it is a World Series.
That's right. We got a pinch hitter for Matt Kennedy as well. And it looks like it's Hensel. So Hensel has a 1-0 count, and the pitch to him is a fastball right in there for a strike. Matt standing in from the left side. Spitznagel at first. We got 1 out and a 1-1 count here to Hensel. Throw to first and the runner back. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Just missing the outside corner there. 2 balls and 1 strike. That raised a few voices from the South Korean dugout. They thought that one was close enough to get called. In the meantime, Kong is ready to throw a 2-1 pitch to Hensel. Pitch out. Nobody going. Spitznagel got back to the bag in time. Hensel's got an interesting batting style. He keeps that front leg straight and leans and puts all his weight on the back leg. What purpose does that serve?
Well, first of all, you want to keep your weight back, and I think maybe he's had some trouble keeping his weight back, and so he forces himself to by doing this. A lot of kids do different things to do that. You know, I think that's just Matt, how he feels comfortable. He stays back there, keeps that front leg stiff like that. It's guaranteed he's going to keep his weight back.
And he shows a good eye there as he draws himself a free pass to first. Dave Smith will come on and pinch hit for Jason Trida. Dave Smith, a sophomore from West Lafayette, standing in from the right side. Smith, he's one of those hitters that hits in spurts, as he had to dunk out of the way of that one. David likes being part of the excitement here at the Colt World Series and talking with them. Kang Hon-hee wanted a new baseball, so that's exactly what he'll get here as the home plate umpire is checking it out. We had a 1 ball and no strike count to Dave Smith. Trida, by the way, ended his evening 1-for-1 with a 2-run single. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A check swing, fouled back. 1-1. One out. Runners on first and second. There you see Spitznagel at second. Here's the 1-1 pitch coming up to Dave Smith. Maybe. Well, I tell you what, Kong is very deliberate. Upstairs, 2 balls and a strike.
You know, you wonder why a game takes 3.5 hours to play like it did the other night when Korea's playing Puerto Rico. You got Koreans pitchers that are taking forever to throw the ball in between each pitch, and you got Puerto Rico ones walk on off the field. They need to make some rules to speed up this game a little bit here.
2 balls, 1 strike as the catcher is waving in his outfield a few steps for Smith.
We get here at 7 o'clock when the when the other two teams are playing the other night, and the game's about over. Coming here at 7 o'clock or in the 3rd inning.
2-1. Swing and a miss. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know the thing it does, Tony, though, if a pitcher takes so much time seriously, is, you know, that those kids are out there in the field. They want to get in.
Right.
They don't want to stand out there for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You know, they want to be back in there hitting. That's where the baseball is fun to be hitting.
It kills concentration. 2-2 to Smith. Swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. 2 out. In the meantime, Spitznagel remains at second, and Hensel at first. Out to the top of the batting order we go to Keith Waller. He is 0 for 2 as he's flat out twice and walked. See if Waller can do it with 2 outs. His average now in the series to 400.
He's hit 2 balls hard, Tony. The ball to right field, you know, the kid coming with, and the nice catch they made in center field, and last time he had. Pretty sure you keep hitting the ball like that, they're going to drop in for you.
Well, let's see if we can help him out a little bit. You'll look at that curveball for strike 1. Tell you what, Kanga's throwing a really good curveball tonight. Either he's hit or missed with it. That's just been, you know, and that's all you can do with a curveball. Here's the 0-1 to Waller. That was over his head. 1-1. I'll tell you what, there is nothing more of an adrenaline rush than seeing a fastball come right at your head. I was hit twice when I played varsity high school ball. Maybe that's my problem. Here's the 1-1. Fastball pulled to third. This will be an easy play for Jung as he tags the bag himself to get the force, and that retires the side. Lafayette fails to score in their half of the 5th. We had 1 hit, and they stranded 2 with no errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 8-0 Hoosier North. This is the Colt World Series on Cox Communication Sports.
We get a Meyer for just about everything.
Hey, if anybody needs one-stop shopping and low prices, it's the Dilly family.
Chocolate pudding.
Detergent. Pots and pans.
Aspirin. Tricycles.
Way too many trikes.
Mashed potatoes.
Lens cleaner.
Sneakers.
Velcro.
Meyer. Low prices on everything an instant family of 8 needs.
Welcome back to Loeb Stadium. We got a bunch of wholesale changes to try to get to you. Keith Waller will move from center to left field. David Gasvoda will go from second to short, so Trida is out of the game. Nick McIntyre moves from behind the plate over to third base for Patrick Lowry. And I know there's one more change that I've missed.
Well, Spitznagel's going to be catching, Tony.
Okay.
And Matt Hensel's going to be playing center fielder. field because Waller's moved to left field.
All right, so there you go. The defense looks like this for Lafayette. No, I'm sorry, for Hoosier North. It's Waller, Henzel, and Musser left to right. As B delivers the first pitch to Leam, and he rips a shot in the right field base hit. Solid stroke there by Leam.
It's only the second hit of the game off of Beek, Tony. And both times to right field, so they still haven't caught up with his fastball.
Well, that'll bring up now An Song-hoon. And the first pitch is in and over for a strike. An has grounded to short. Here's the 0-1. Good breaking ball, but Leam didn't bite. I'm sorry, An didn't bite. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Lim Jae-hoon swings and misses at the pitch. 1-2 now the count. Lane with his leadoff first. Beek gives him a look. And the pitch to On. Look out. Just off to our right and into Columbian Park Zoo. There you see just part of the 2,000 in attendance.
Another great crowd, Tony. I mean, they've had 4 big crowds here in the last 4 nights.
It's beautiful. The 1-2, low. Now the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, defensively for Hoosier North, it's Waller, Henzel, and Musser left to right. McIntyre, Gazvoda. Dave Smith enters the game at second. Chris Berry still the first baseman. The new catcher is Spitznagel. David Beek still on the hill. And he's going to collect another strikeout. Six on the evening for David Beek, who just keeps rolling on. Well, it looks like we got a pinch hitter coming up for South Korea. And that happens to be Oh Sing-jin. So Oh Sing-jin will stand in. This will be his first plate appearance. He came into the Colt World Series hitting .326, so he does put the bat on the ball.
Your attention, please.
So Oh Sing-jin will step in against Beek.
Going to see another pitcher for South Korea then, it looks like, with those hitting for Kang.
Yep. There's 1 out and 1 on. Leam is the base runner. And the first pitch from Beek is outside. Ball 1. So far, Coach Beek has gone through 4 2/3, and he's really pitched good ball, in my estimation.
He's just cruising. I mean, he's gotten a couple jams there with a couple batters, but never a big inning, you know. He's just kept himself off of out of trouble by throwing strikes, keeping the ball down, and placing the ball well.
Oh, squared away, but he went through, and that'll cost him a strike. So now it's 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Two-one pitch. That's down and away. Now 3-1. And the 3-1 to O misses up inside for ball 4. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Jung Moo Young. Jung has struck out, one of the 6 strikeout victims that Beek has picked up this evening. And he swings through the fastball here, 0-1.
Really pulling off the ball. Stepping out, front side's out, everything's going to the dugout. Keep it on the outside corner with him. He probably isn't going to be able to get to it if he doesn't extend his hands or arms any better than he did.
The 0-1. Oh. Good let up, and it missed outside. 1-1 the count. That ball looked like it kind of danced a little bit. There's the fastball, beat up the middle. This could be 2 if it's played by Gasvoda for 1. The turn, what a scoop by Berry for the double play. Hats off to Gasvoda and Berry. It's a 6-3 double play. Wow. That typifies pretty much how this night has gone for Hoosier North, who find themselves ahead 8-0 through 5 innings of baseball. It's the Colt World Series on Cox Communications.
They have sale prices on top of their everyday low prices.
The produce is always fresh.
Getting a battery charger for motorcycles.
Just bought a toaster for my daughter.
Tennis shoes.
Hammers, nails.
You can find just about anything in here.
I love your sales. I can't beat it.
An L&B Feedhorn weather cover.
Jim,
100 feet RG6 burial table.
couldn't you have hired someone to do this?
Guy wanted $150. I'm saving us money. Whoops. Dish must face south.
Jim.
Make sure the line of sight is clear for best reception.
These days, when everyone's promising you the future of television,
Jim.
isn't it nice to know you already have it?
Well, there you see the numbers on the board. 8-7-0 for Hoosier North, 0-2-1 for Korea. We have another pitching change, as the coach mentioned. On the mound, there you see In Sub Sheen, the right-hander. Don't have any pitching statistics on South Korea because they were unable to get it to us. In sub, you take a look at his delivery. It's something different. It's like he goes through slow motion until he's ready to release. I don't know if our cameras could pick up on the pitcher in this instance.
You know, it's a lot like you teach kids to pitch. You teach them to try to get to a balance point where they gather themselves when they bring their knee up to their chest, and he does that. He's slow and deliberate, and then all of a sudden he just explodes, you know, from the mound. Just doesn't go through the wind-up action like most kids do.
Let's see if he'll do it again here so we can show you. Watch as he's just getting ready to go here.
The other thing you see him doing is he's, you know, I don't know if he's going to do it, but he likes to really, you know, Juan Marichal, I can remember back in the 60s, no one will remember him probably, that's young enough to be staying up this late to watch the game. But he used to turn his back to the pitcher, to the plate, you know, and just would turn into the hip. You want to turn your left hip pocket to the right-hand pitcher, turn your left hip pocket to the plate, and this kid does a little bit more than that.
Watch it here again. There you see that slow motion, and then he just snaps it off. Yeah, Juan Marichal, that's a fairly decent comparison there. We're getting ready for the top of the 6th inning, and it's 8-0 in favor of Hoosier North, along with Jake Burt and Tony Ross. Hoosier North hangs on here. They score a couple more runs. They can end this one here in the 6th. But they got to score a couple of runs, and they're facing a new pitcher. Due up will be Gasvoda, followed by Berry, and then McIntyre. And you see the home plate umpire telling In Sub that he's got a couple more pitches left. All right, they throw it around the infield. I'll tell you what, another way to cut down this time is just have one player touch the ball once in their throw around.
Leading off the top of the sixth for Hoosier North, shortstop, number 12.
Here's David Gasvoda, the shortstop.
We're trying to bring the interest of baseball back, and here we are putting people to sleep by watching some of the things that go on.
Gasvoda has walked, singled, flied out. Looks at a curveball in and over for ball one. Just missed.
21 years I've been doing that. I'll tell you what, it's just, I'd rather take a
1-0 pitch on its way. Goes after the high fastball, pulls it to third. Jung's got it. Strong throw, too high. It's wild. But Gasvoda is going to stay put at first. He had thoughts about going to second, but realized he was already too far past the base to try to make an attempt.
Ball just sailed. He didn't come through and follow through when he threw it over there. He let it sail, and of course, first baseman couldn't quite get to it.
So that'll be an error on Jung-Sun Hook. Chris Berry now will stand in. Chris Berry is looking for his first hit tonight. As a matter of fact, he's looking for his first hit of the Colt World Series. He's popped out, struck out, walked. And here comes the first pitch. A let up and a beauty. Strike one. He had Berry way out in front.
This is a bad hotel. I like more better. It's like
No balls, one strike the count to Chris. Here comes the runner goes. Curveball outside and high, the throw down, not in time. A stolen base for Gasvoda. That is his first. I'll tell you what, this Hoosier North team has got some speed.
They got a little bit of everything, Tony. I mean, they got some pitching there. They got some kids can hit for power. Kids bunt the ball, sacrifice bunters, drag bunters. Kids that can run. Seems like they got a good overall team attitude. Pretty good ball club.
The 1-1. Berry weighed on it, and he hits it high to center, but Cho's got him played perfect. Tagging up Gasvoda, but he'll stay put. Cho did a good job getting to the ball, as Berry got a good piece of that.
That was a good job base run by David at second. You know, he's in a position there where he's going to move on up if the ball's going to be caught for sure. But that ball is hit towards the gap, so he had to wait, and he got this distance in case it's going to drop. Then he went back, and of course didn't have enough time to get tagged up. But good base running.
Nick McIntyre is 1 for 3. He's grounded out, flied out, and single. He was going for the downs with that swing. 0-1. He doesn't get cheated.
Off-speed pitch, and he was swinging like it was a fastball.
He don't get cheated.
Now
you look at Gasvoda taking his lead off second. And the pitch by Sheen jammed him. It's fouled back, out of play. Nice catch by one of those fans. That was pretty. Sign him up, somebody. Heck, sign a Cub contract. They're trading everybody, it seems like, of late. They're looking for good young talent. 0-2 in the meantime to McIntyre. 1 out. Gasvoda leads off second. Second baseman creeping in on Gasvoda, but coming to the plate is Insub. There's a lofty little pop toward the second baseman Leem, and he's going to haul it in. 2 out. That'll bring up David Beek. I'll tell you what, Mr. Beek has been a trooper tonight. 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs.
He won't get cheated at the plate either, Tony. He gets his cuts in.
There's a curveball right in front of home plate, and it's rolling foul.
Pretty good speed for a big kid. I mean, he got down the line pretty well there.
Well, he's just an athlete. That's all there is to it. 0-1 to count with 2 away. Gasvoda leads off second.
I'm not very nice.
8-0 Hoosier North. It's just been a gorgeous evening. They were calling for rain, too. Step throw to second. Lane was able to jump up and prevent that one from hitting in the outfield. In the meantime, David Beek awaits his 0-1 pitch from Insub Sheen. The 0-1 pulled just foul. He almost took out his head coach, Danny Walbaum. Nice little jump rope action there. So, Beek down in the count now, 0-2. They'll throw that foul ball in that they retrieved. I don't know why the umpire would be out of baseballs at this point. Well, this game has gone on, so might as well go ahead and retrieve everything you can to stop play further.
I guess so.
Here's the 0-2. Fastball pulled to third. On the hop, Jung. Strong throw across, that'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, an error, but the Hoosier North runners stranded. We have completed 5.5 innings of baseball from Loeb Stadium, and there's the score. 8-0 Hoosier North on Cox Communication Sports.
We're just talking to some people today, trying to get their reaction to this Myers score.
Every day, Maya does it like no one else.
The store itself is terrific.
Are they filming me right now?
There's a great selection of everything.
Where do you think you're going? No. You got to talk to me.
There's a lot of things you can get here you can't get anywhere else.
We're just trying to get... Hello.
Anytime you save money, I enjoy that.
Isn't that what you want me to say?
Can't help myself. Maya does it like nobody else.
So, this is satellite TV.
The future, yep.
How much was it again?
About $850.
$850?
Installed.
$850.
Plus a monthly programming fee.
Oh, just like cable.
This is 150 channels.
So, where's our news?
Can't get local news. No local stations.
No local news. No local weather.
These days, when everyone's promising you the future of television,
sports,
isn't it nice to know you already have it?
Welcome back to Loeb Stadium, everyone, along with Jake Burton and Tony Ross. Good news, Hoosier North. So far, shutting out South Korea by 8-0 count. David Beek, he came into this game with a 6-1 regular season record. He was around, what, 2.7?
2.46
2.46. You can see why, just by his performance tonight.
And he was, this last year, he's only a freshman pitching high school with a 2.46 ERA.
Yep, tell me that baseball program over there at Harrison's not just drooling.
He's going to be a lot of fun to face the next 3 years.
Due up will be the top of the order. It'll be Jung Son Hook, Kim Hyung-Doo, and Cho Jin Tai.
You know, Tony, if Hoosier North hangs on here and maintains this lead and wins this game, they're going to be automatically they're into the medal round with Puerto Rico. And just a matter of who wins on Sunday to determine who's going to be first place and second place playing against the other division.
Yep. As Puerto Rico will be facing this Hoosier North team on Sunday. That'll be a great ball game. Both teams have been playing well. So Jun Son Huck looks at ball one. And the second pitch jammed him, and this is rocketed foul out of play toward the right side. One ball, one strike. 8-7-0 for Hoosier North. 0-2-2 for South Korea. The pitch, a beautiful curveball. Don't get any better than that pitch. 1-2 now. That one defied the law of gravity, it looked like. The 1-2 pitch to Jean. Another hook, but the umpire said no. That was a little high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Probably would have gave him the count on that, huh, Coach?
Yeah, I would have.
2-2. That's a wild one. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count. Boy, that's just, you know, throwing that curveball as well as he is now that he's pitched 5 full innings, and still having the break he's got, the velocity on his fastball. That's a real credit to the big man. Here's the 3-2. Oh, just missing the outside corner, ball 4.
And he also throws the slider in there. You know, if you've got 3 pitches as well as he throws his 3 pitches, you know, it just really gives you different looks, different speeds. That's what's the secret for a pitcher, is a location to move the ball up and down, in and out, and to be able to throw different speeds. I mean, those are 2 things. The batter wants to be able to arrive to his bat to the ball on time and in rhythm and on the same plane, and it's tough to do when you got a kid throwing like he's throwing.
Well, Coach Walbaum right now is giving David a few little pointers right now, and I think it concerns opening his hips a little bit.
I think he's telling him he's getting a little lazy with his hips there. He's probably getting a little tired, but he's getting a little lazy with his hips there and needs to roll them a little more.
Yep.
So he can get, you know, a pitcher wants to throw left to center, we call it. If you're a right-handed pitcher, of course, right to center if you're a left-handed pitcher. I mean, you're going to draw a line down the middle where you start, and you always want to land on the left side as a right-hander, so you're getting your hips into it. And athletes, about everything you do in athletics, you want to have your belly button to the target. Shooting a basketball, throwing a football, catching a ball, things like this. And that's just what he's trying to tell him there, I think.
Kim Hyung-Doo stands in, and he looks at a fastball outside for ball 1. I'll tell you what, even though they're up 8-0, this still is a big inning for David B.
It's a closing inning, you know. I mean, he closes them out here without any runs. He comes out of that 7th, little adrenaline to get him through that last inning without any problem.
Exactly. Now the count evens up at a ball and a strike. One thing about Dave, if he does fall behind the count, he's going to come back at you. He's going to get the strike over. We got a 1-1 from Dave. That one low. So now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Nobody warming up in the Hoosier North bullpen. Jung with his lead off first. Here's the pitch. That's hit up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. So Kim gets on with a single. Jung takes second. And with nobody out, South Korea is threatening.
Center fielder, number 12, Cho Jing-tai.
That'll bring up Cho Jing-tai. Cho is struck out. He walked into 4th, but was thrown out trying to steal on McIntyre. And the first pitch to Cho. That's fouled down the third base line. So quickly 0-1. Outfield straight away.
You know, Cho had a lot of trouble with the curveball the first inning there on his strikeouts. I don't know if new catcher comes in, you know, they may not remember that. David should at least be able to shake it off and throw what he wants to throw on it, but he just is fooled on off-speed pitches. That's a slider there, and
he's worked it magically. 0-2 now to Cho. This one's beat to deep short. On the play, Gaspota for 1, and Smith unable to turn it. So that'll be 6-4 on the fielder's choice. And now there's one away with runners on the corners for South Korea.
Left fielder, number 2, Kim Taiwan.
That'll be Kim Taiwan standing in. Kim has popped up to the second baseman, and he is struck out. Jung, the runner at third. Cho, the runner at first, and the pitch to Kim. Popped it up on the infield.
Couldn't ask for a better pitch than David gave him there, and a better outcome. Pop up to shortstop with a first and third and 1 out, gives them 2 out. Now they need a ground ball, fly ball, anything, get another out, and they're out here without a run against them.
Gasfoda put it away for out number 2, and David Beek is just 1 out away from getting himself out of this jam. Korea has yet to score. The hitter now, Kim Jung-hoon. He's 0 for 1. First pitch misses for a ball. Second pitch swung right through it. Might have got a piece of it on the foul tip, so the count 1 ball, 1 strike.
You gotta admire the South Korean contingency. They're still there in their group and supporting their team.
You bet. Kim, as he was on the last pitch, was a day late and dollar short with a swing, and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 on. They're on the corners for South Korea. And here's the 1-2 pitch from Beek. Curveball, ring him up for strike 3. Wow. He continues his mastery on the hill. He has kept Korea shut out. They strand 2 on the corners with only 1 hit. We go to the 7th inning. Hoosier North on top. 8-0 as you see on the brand new Loeb Stadium scoreboard. This is the Colt World Series on Cox Communication Sports.
Basically, he's obsessed with Meyer. There's a Meyer clock, a Meyer cabinet, and Meyer spaghetti.
Whenever I'm bored, I go to Meyer. I guess I'm bored a lot.
Everything is from Meyer. Everything. He'll shop at 2 or 3 in the morning. It's a sickness.
That's my Meyer flag on top of my Meyer flagpole.
The neighbors find it a bit peculiar.
You know what's peculiar? Meyer's without an S.
Imagine a world where the music perfectly fits the way you feel, with the flawless sound of a great CD, music of your choice, and no commercials, ever. You can live in that world now. It's called your home. You can create that music. It's called Music Choice, the definitive music service direct to your stereo. Let over 30 different channels of music wash all over you. Music Choice, the next great sound wave.
There you see the score. 8-7-0 for Hoosier North, 0-3-2 for South Korea, as Hoosier North will take their final cuts here in the 7th inning. It'll be Neil Musser followed by Spitznagel and then Henzel for Hoosier North, along with Jake Burton, Tony Ross, on a gorgeous evening here at Loeb Stadium. Don't forget, each Colt World Series game starts at 5:30 in the afternoon. Now, following after the first game will be the second game. There's usually about a half-hour wait or delay until the second game. But if you can come out and catch a game this weekend, we recommend you do so because it's just wonderful here at Loeb Stadium. Musser the hitter. And starting him off with a strike is the right-hander In Sub-Shin.
Aaron Paul's the pitcher over here that's thrown in the bullpen for Hoosier North, Tony. He may be coming in the last inning, save Beacon inning there, and give Aaron a chance to throw a little bit and get in this World Series appearance.
The 0-1 to Musser, lone in. As we mentioned earlier, Paz is one of the 3, I believe, that are going to the American Legion State Championship at Terre Haute tomorrow. The 1-1. Curveball pops straight up. It's starting to hook out of play. And that's where it will be, out of play. Great effort, though, by Kim Jung-hoon. There you see some of the crowd excited about that foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the count to the Hoosier North left-handed hitter. Remind us to bring our seat cushions next time. We got the 1-2 pitch coming up to Musser within this decade.
3 more days, I would.
Here's the pitch. Big curveball. Musser waited on it. He tags it deep to right center field. Getting a good jump, though, is Cho, and he'll make the catch.
Cho's played him really well both times. I mean, he's had him deep. Those balls are hitting this park, and Neil really got his hands extended and arms extended to the ball and drove it, but Cho played him well. I mean, he must be out there 350 feet.
At least. And as you mentioned before, any other high school, a normal high school ball field, that's gone. Ben Spitznagel stands in. Spitznagel roped a single to left his last at bat. Down on the count 0-1 here. Spitznagel, he's a stocky little character, isn't he?
Hit the single on a fastball. He saw an off-speed pitch there. He may see another off-speed pitch.
The 0-1 curve into the dirt. Henzels is on deck. We got the 1-1 coming up to Spitznagel. That's going to be another hit. Spitz is hitting everything.
2 at bats, 2 hits, 2 different pitches. Another Harrison product. I don't know how they aren't going to be able to win the state championship with that team next year.
Time is called, and once again, the South Korean management is going to talk with in-sub Sheen. As it looks like Sheen's going to be taken out of the ball game. And yes, folks, we got ourselves another pitching change to tell you about. I'll tell you what, Coach, though, if you're Dan Walbom, you got to be really happy with the way this pitching, obviously, but from a hitting standpoint, they came out aggressive and jumped on this South Korean team early.
They did that, and they were patient. You know, the South Korean had a little trouble starting out. Park through some at-bats where he walked bases loaded, and then Hoosier North was really patient, got a fastball strike out at that, and drove the ball really well the first 3 innings there. But that first 2 innings were huge as far as getting down 8-0. It's tough to come back when you're down 8 runs like this.
Kim Ko-wook is the new right-hander on the mound for South Korea. As this is the 4th pitcher that South Korea has thrown at the Hoosier North All-Stars.
This may be one of the most balanced as far as schools and kids contributing to a team of the Hoosier North teams that I've seen come in here. Hoosier North's fed by 4 high schools, Benton Central and Harrison, West Lafayette, and McCutcheon. The first night there's 3 Harrison starters and 2 from each of the other schools. Tonight there's 3 McCutcheon, 3 Harrison, 2 BC, 1 West Side. So he's really got a fine balance of kids that are contributing from all the schools. Should keep all the communities pretty happy.
Well, they play like they've been playing since they together, like they were in Little League.
You know, that's something that's neat about this experience that they get in this All-Star, because they play against each other and beat each other's heads all fall or spring and all summer, and then they come together on this type of thing to close out before they go back to school. And pretty much most of the time, you know, these kids get along really well and understand and respect each other and their abilities and come together for a common cause here. And 1992, they won the World Series together, Hoosier North did, and I think these guys have their sights set, and that's a real distinct possibility this year.
That's been 5 very long years.
We'd take that, you know, because, you know, the last time the Hoosier North won this was a West Side coach, and they got a West Side coach coaching now, and McCutcheon was able to go to the state finals the next year. So we'd like to see that trend follow.
Enzel, the hitter. And the first pitch. Jammed him. Right back to the mound. Kim juggled it. Stays with it. Just did get him at first. That juggling act almost costed him an out. So now they're a 2-way.
Number 7, David.
And that'll bring up David Smith. Smith struck out his first at bat. Obviously, in South Korea, they're not concerned too much with the time limit of their games. As the first pitch to Smith is swung through and missed. I've just never been involved in this lengthy of a ball game, and I've done baseball games for play-by-play for 8 years now, and this is just interesting.
We'll wait till Sunday night.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Right on the outside corner. So Smith down in the count once again, 0-2.
This kid's got a little pop on the ball. I mean, he throws the ball pretty well. This is what, their 5th pitcher tonight? Fourth pitcher tonight.
Smith stands back in the box. Here's the pitch. Popped up right side. This one slicing foul, but with the first baseman on get there, yes he will. Nice backhand stab by On. And that ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. All Hoosier North has got to do is hold them for 3, and they've won 2 straight. When we come back to Loeb Stadium, it's Cox Communications coverage of the Colt World Series.
You know, I've seen enough mean people in the NFL. That's why I like Meyer. Not an angry face in the bunch. Hey, I just feel comfortable there. The produce, seafood, and fresh deli are wonderful. Truth is, whether I decide on one of their hot meals or the chilled shrimp, I always end up getting a warm smile.
Tell them it's 150 channels.
That's good.
That's good. Tell them it's only $850 installed.
$850. That's good.
That's good. Tell them they buy it, they own it.
They own it. That's good.
That's good. Then in 2 years, if it's obsolete, they'll buy another.
Buy another. That's good.
That's business. Yes, ma'am. Interested in a satellite dish?
These days, when everyone's promising you the future of television,
$850. Buy it, own it, obsolete in 2 years, buy another. That's good. That's good.
isn't it nice to know you already have it?
Welcome back to beautiful Loeb Stadium, along with Jake Burton, Tony Ross. 3 outs, Coach, and this one's over.
Well, David's throwing really well throughout the game here. He's at 93 pitch count, 68 of them fastballs, 36 thirds for a strike, and 13 curveballs, 6 strikes, 13 sliders, 7 strikes. He's really balanced his attack here tonight after him. They haven't been able to sit that back and guess what he's throwing. He's mixed his pitches well and throwing them all really relatively well.
8 runs, 8 hits. No errors for Hoosier North. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for South Korea. It'll be Lim Jae-hoo to stand in. He is singled and hit into a fielder's choice. And the first pitch to him is right on the inside corner, strike 1.
There again, you know, you teach your kids, you know, you'd like to teach them to turn on that ball. It might get hit in the knee or whatever, but he's going to be on first base. You got to run and get something going instead of jumping out of the way.
That one off the plate and foul. Quickly 0-2.
That's where you need to be.
This is my first look at David Beek, and he's just, for a freshman, it just looks outstanding. This kid's got a future. The 0-2 swing and a miss. And the thing about it is, baseball's not his only sport.
No, he's also involved. He was a football, basketball, and baseball player. I think he's only playing 2 this year, but he's an athlete.
Six strikeouts for David Beek. The hitter now is An Sung-hoon. And he's down on the count, 0-1. Good curveball. That one a little low. The 1-1. Right on the outside corner.
I think Aaron Pauls is out in left field there as the last player to be on the...
Okay. And the 1-2 swing and a miss. We got back-to-back strikeouts for David. If he strikes out the side, how apropos that would be.
Right fielder, number 1, Untitled Chapter.
South Korea is down to their final out. And here's Ho. Ho's numbers, looking for his first hit in the series. Swings and misses at the fastball. I don't think he's going to catch up to it.
I don't think he's lost too much off his fastball.
I just don't think Ho's going to catch up to that one. Nor that curveball. 0-2. Dave Big is just 1 out away from throwing a 3-hit shutout. Got it! A 3-hit shutout for the freshman, David Beek. And he leads his Hoosier North All-Stars to an 8-0 victory over South Korea. 8 runs, 8 hits. No errors, nobody left. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for South Korea. There again is your final. Hoosier North defeats South Korea 8-0. Our post-game show coming up in just a moment.
We go to Meijer for just about everything.
Hey, if anybody needs one-stop shopping and low prices, it's the Dilly family.
Chocolate pudding,
Detergent, pots and pans,
aspirin, tricycles,
way too many trikes,
mashed potatoes,
lens cleaner,
sneakers.
Velcro.
Meijer, low prices on everything an instant family of 8 needs.
Welcome back to Loeb Stadium, everyone. 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors. 5 left on for Hoosier North. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 4 left on for South Korea. David Beek, wow. No runs, 3 hits in 7 innings, walked 4, struck out 10. Dan Walbaum joins us. Well, did you even figure this?
That line of his sounds pretty good when you say it to me. I don't think about that stuff as the game's going on, but he looked pretty good, and he was every bit as overpowering as Neil was the other night. It's very big because we're sitting on 2 wins heading into the medal round. We're every bit as confident in Adam Townsend Sunday as we are in Neil and David, and we kind of had a feeling we were sitting on a gold mine here, but so far, and we're not all the way done. The kids know that. That's the best thing about these kids is they know tonight was big, but they also know we're not done.
I think another impressive thing to talk about, beside the performance of David, which I don't know how I can do this, but you guys jumped on him early. Yep. 5 runs in the first inning, you followed with 3 in the second. The aggressiveness with the bat.
Yeah, and it was kind of what we talked about the other night. The other night we were so aggressive, but we weren't getting good pitches to hit. And tonight we waited on good pitches, and then we jumped on them. And so that was a big difference. We were intelligently aggressive tonight, and that was good. And of course the other thing is I'm real happy for all 15 of our guys who now can say they played in the Colt World Series. So that's exactly. We're proud of that. And, we're gonna need contributions from all these guys if we're gonna win it.
Coach, now you got Puerto Rico. You've had a chance to see this team play. They're undefeated as well. They're pretty formidable as well.
Yeah, and the kids want to win our pool, and that's important. You don't want to go in 2-1. You want 3-0, and we're going to throw at them. And same deal. If we go out and put the ball in play, and they're going to put it in play, and if we make some plays behind Adam, we feel like we'll do okay.
Feeling pretty confident tonight, aren't we?
I guess so.
Yeah, you should. That performance was great. Dan, thanks a lot. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, there he is, Dan Walbaum. He's the head coach of the Hoosier North All-Stars. A tremendous performance by David Beek. Coach, we sat there, we talked about it in between innings. What more can you say about the young freshman other than the fact that he was just outstanding?
I just think he got himself, he pitched a nice game where he never got into some serious trouble. He had a few at-bats that took him to the full count, and then he walked a couple kids there, but he never got in a position where he's really in trouble for a big inning for them.
As well, the South Korean team just continues to struggle. from every aspect, pitching tonight?
Well, one thing is they're a long way from home, and their travel had to wear on them a little bit. But I think the most important thing there is that they came out here and their pitchers aren't throwing the ball, aren't throwing strikes. They got first 3 guys tonight. They walked, and you get it in a hole like that, and then all of a sudden they get a hit here or there, and all of a sudden it's 8-0 in 2 innings. And that's just tough to come back from in 5 innings to make up those 8 runs.
Getting back to the tremendous performance from David Beek. One thing he just consistently did was keep in front of the hitters. And when he fell behind, he came back with a strike the next pitch.
Well, that's what's important. You get ahead in the count. You get the first pitch in for a strike. Now you got 5 pitches to throw 2 strikes. That's 40%, and the odds are in your favor. You get behind, and the odds are in the hitter's favor. So he stayed ahead and pitched a masterful game tonight. And I just felt like he was as well in charge of all 3 of his pitches as I've seen him throughout his career.
They got off to an early start with the bats. That's also a plus.
Yeah, there's some big hits in there. This team, I said it before, this team has a lot of things going for them. They got some speed, and they got some kids with some power, and they got kids that can lay the bunt down. They got excellent pitching, which Danny said all along, and they've got some really good defense. So they're a good ball club. It's going to take a tough team to beat them. It'll be interesting to see Sunday night with Puerto Rico because those 2 teams will match up pretty well.
What do you think is going to be a key going into that Puerto Rican game, the game with Puerto Rico, that you think might be a plus that Hoosier North has and they don't?
Well, I think the one thing that they have going for them is they have a lot of pitching depth. I have no idea what Puerto Rico's pitching depth is, but I know this Hoosier North team has as much pitching depth as any Hoosier North teams come in here with. And you get 2 complete games out of 2 nights here, and you got those 2 kids going to come back and pitch this mellow round. If they win Monday night, they got the other one for Tuesday night. They're in great position. Win or lose a game Sunday, they're going to throw a kid there, and it really doesn't matter if they win or lose. They're going to place first or second. They're going to be in the mellow round, so it's a nice position to be in. And I don't know if there's been too many times when Hoosier North's been in this position, but I know in '92 they were, but not many times.
Tomorrow night we'll get a chance to see the Lafayette All-Stars team again. They're coming off a spanking a couple nights ago. They need to turn things around because they're facing a very tough Hawaiian team.
Well, they got to hope that Greensboro wins and beats Lutcher, and then they've got to come back and beat Hawaii. And if they do that, they're in too, and that'd be great for Lafayette area to see both teams in there. Got some great kids playing for both clubs and good people working with those clubs and good fans and good support. So it'd be great for Lafayette area if they can come back and win and have Greensboro win. So let's all root for Greensboro, and then Lafayette can get it done.
All right, hopefully that'll be the scenario because once again we are going to see Lafayette All-Stars in action against Team Hawaii again tomorrow night. Well, for my partner Jake Burton, I'm Tony Ross. Hey, it's been a lot of fun again. We'll see you right back here at Loeb Stadium for Cox's coverage of the 1997 Colt World Series. Again, the final score behind a brilliant 3-hit shutout by the young freshman David Beek. The Hoosier North All-Stars have won 2 in a row and will face Puerto Rico on Sunday, and we'll get a chance to watch them as well. Until then, so long, everybody.